Hi everyone, welcome in or welcome back to Between Worlds Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we are going to explore what your subconscious is trying to reveal to you at this moment in your journey. Before we start the reading, if you ever resonate, please subscribe. We are now at 29 subscribers and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Also, press the like button and comment down below. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you will find my email in the description box below. You can also DM me in my Instagram or TikTok account. If you are interested in love readings and relationship guidance, you can check my first channel, Between Realms Tarot. You can find the link to it in the description box below. Thank you so much for staying through this intro, and let's head to your pile selection. For today's reading, I have 3 piles for you represented by 3 AI generated oracle cards, and you have the option to also choose using the zodiac sign that you resonate most with, whether it is your sun sign, your ascendant, your moon, or your Venus. The one that you resonate with the most may be calling for you. And so for pile number 1, your oracle card is going to be the sunrise, and as you see, we have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. For pile number 2, we have the moon and the zodiac signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And for pile number 3, we have the new moon and Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. As usual, take a deep breath, exhale slowly, relax all of your muscles, let go of all of your thoughts and your worries, and choose the pile that draws you the most. You can choose more than one pile if you feel drawn to. This reading is timeless and it will resonate whenever you find it. You will find the timestamps in the description box below, and if you have picked your pile, let's start your reading. Hi, pile number 1. If you have picked the sunrise oracle card, this is going to be a reading about what your subconscious is trying to reveal to you. So let's start your reading. So pile number 1, the subconscious energy that is trying to reveal itself to you right now is something related to your passions. It's something related to maybe one specific thing or multiple things that make you feel passionate, creative, that are maybe, let's say, considered by you as interests or hobbies. Maybe there is this very fantastic idea that you think it's an amazing one, and it's something that lights you up from within. It feels like something that was, or that you were in a way internalizing instead of taking action on. You were resting on instead of confidently pursuing it outwardly in your career or in your path, in your life, or externally where people can see you. So it feels like something that definitely makes your heart very, very alive, even because it's passionate. It just gives this passionate energy that drives you, and it's only you that can know what is that. Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's multiple things, maybe it's an idea. It's something that just feels, or that you feel so passionately towards, and maybe it's been talking to you, it's been communicating to you, this idea, it's been communicating to you, but instead of you pursuing it, it's been internalized. The next energy that I have is where this subconscious revelation is trying to take you, or is taking place right now, and it's related to how are you appearing in, or your public identity. How do you appear in society to others, your visibility, and also your purpose and future. And so this subconscious revelation is trying to have this effect on your future goals, on your identity, your public identity, how you identify in the public eye. And it might have been, again, something that was communicated to you through your intuition. It's been coming towards you even in your dreams. And we have the dreams card here. I got Mercury in Pisces in the 10th house, and those are dreams. Those are subconscious thoughts that are being revealed to you from maybe a deep place where you don't really visit that much. I feel like it's been just surfacing from a place that you are, or that you have been unaware of. It's been definitely trying to emerge into consciousness for you, to be something that maybe makes a positive change in your public identity. Again, it might be your career, it might be how are you seen by others, and it might be anything from your style to maybe a profession to an invention or anything like that. Now, the hidden lesson through, or that is trying to come through this subconscious revelation, is related to this idea or this specific thing that is almost like a personal goal for you, something that you feel very passionately kind of driven towards and intuitively also called to do. The purpose of all of this is for an old identity to change, and for something that cannot relate to who you are becoming anymore. Definitely a transformation is occurring in your life currently, where a lot is fading away from your life related to this, or related to maybe what you have believed about yourself and about your own identity. And so an old system, an old belief system that is about how you're supposed to be and how are you supposed to appear, and maybe even a life plan about how, you know, your future goals is, maybe they were kind of controlled and directed by an old belief system that at this moment needs to leave, it needs to go, and it needs to change. And you need to adopt a new one that allows your ideas, the ones that make you feel alive, to manifest. With the Seven of Swords here, it's almost like you're maybe not sabotaging, but avoiding the visible, avoiding the obvious. You already know in a way what needs to happen, but you seem to maybe avoid it for a while now. You seem to have been avoiding fully confronting it, and we're gonna find why. With the Ace of Cups, this is what you already sense is happening, and this is related to you noticing that a new inspiration, a new emotional truth is emerging in your life, a new beginning related to emotional fulfillment. Something that awakened your heart is definitely starting to manifest in front of your eyes. You can see it, or you can feel it coming towards you, and it's almost becoming undeniable, and you cannot be, you know, this unconfrontational anymore, because you can sense it coming towards you, and you can sense also that this specific idea or this specific personal goal is something that will make you feel very, very emotionally driven and satisfied. The Nine of Swords here seems to be the anxiety that might cloud your judgment. It might cloud your perception. You might worry about what if things go wrong, even if your intuition is nagging at you or it's very strong. You might still worry with the Nine of Swords about what is to lose, and you're worried also about maybe you know already the answer, but you might still be afraid of it because it feels like a mental noise, and it's clouding your perception about what this idea could manifest for you. Again, those are fears, those are worries about what you can lose, those are stresses even, and it might be some type of a mental struggle where you might be exhausted or tired. And the Three of Wands shows here that the emotional root of all of this is you wanting more out of life, you being at the root of expansion. Because with Sagittarius here, Sagittarius is an expansive sign, and it brings this theme of wanting something more out of life, wanting to move beyond the current circumstances and break the limits, get out of your comfort zone, and kind of maybe widen your circle of influence. And that is something that you might have been wanting for a while, and as a confirmation we can see that it's something that is trying to happen for you through this specific idea or through this specific personal goal that you have been sensing or kind of being communicated to you through your subconscious, or a truth even that is trying to emerge to your conscious. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is where the root of all of the resistance coming from, because we have the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and maybe the main worry that is maybe being almost like an obstacle for you is, where would you lose stability? Where are you not realistic? I feel like you have been asking those questions of, am I allowed to make my dreams come true? Do dreams actually come true? What if I lose everything that I have worked on already? What if I lose my current position? What if I should just stay where I am and not change position, because I might lose what I have, and it might be the biggest mistake of my life. And that is where resistance is coming, and where it's creating a lot of worry instead of contributing into your expansion. The Two of Swords seems to be something that is awakening for you, and it is this type of awareness where a decision can no longer be postponed for you. With the Two of Swords, you can no longer avoid what's in front of you. The avoidance or the resistance from your part will be so hard, so heavy, because you can see it in front of you and you can no longer resist that voice of your intuition. And so you will be definitely faced with the decision sooner than later, soon or later. And so I feel like it's very soon, and at some point you will be faced with this decision. It would be obvious to you that you need to take one of two or many routes, and one of them is about this specific idea that is trying to be revealed to you, or this specific identity that is all about your personal goal or private goal, an internalized one that maybe nobody even knows about. And so I feel like it's not going to be something that you can avoid anymore. You might have been, or you might even stand at a crossroad at some point where you have to make that decision to pursue the thing that makes you happy and passionate. The Fool here is an outcome if you let this truth be revealed to you, and if you let it, not suppress it, and let it give you the lesson. And the Fool here is a very strong confirmation. It gives a new chapter message, not necessarily something that would happen tomorrow or very soon. It's just that something will clear out in front of you, a path will open, and it would be easy to begin. Something new definitely wants to begin for you as an outcome of this subconscious revelation. With the oracles here, first of all, we have the dreams one, and this is a message from your higher self about this subconscious revelation. And the message here from the dreams card is about, where are you not allowing your dreams to come true? Where are you not allowing yourself to dream? There is a time in life, which is in this card, speaking of winter, a time where we hibernate, we do less work. It's too cold, we cannot get much out of the house. We do get, out of the house, we go study, we go work, but the night is definitely, the nights are longer than the days, and we take much more time sleeping. And that sleeping time is a time where we receive insight, we receive dreams, we receive revelations. And so you're being called to allow that to happen. It does not necessarily mean in the winter, but you need to allow those dreams to come towards you, those revelations to come towards you. Because, and I'm getting something extra or something else related to working too hard here in as a message for what to release for you, pile number one. It is related to releasing hard work that is maybe draining your soul, draining your inspiration. I feel like you're doing too much in life. Maybe your daily routine does not consist of much rest. There is a calling for you here to rest, or to have this balance between resting and working, because I feel like you might even be avoiding listening to that specific inspiration just by working more than you should. Maybe you are in a position or you have a career that is taking so much of your time, and I feel like at some point the line between what is demanded from you versus what are you supposed to do versus what are you currently doing has blurred, and you're doing too much. And that the intention maybe from your subconscious, or you might have been suppressing this idea by working too hard. And if you're avoiding it or suppressing it by working too hard and maybe kind of being too much in the working world, into the mechanics, not letting yourself get inspired, not letting yourself enjoy life in balance with working, you might have been doing that to avoid the actual dream, to avoid the actual inspiration, and that is trying to be revealed to you. You're being called to release that mentality and to allow yourself to be inspired and allow yourself to receive what your intuition is trying to tell you. The next card here is what you're trying to embrace, and this one says receive wisdom. And so I feel like this is very coherent with all of us, with all of the reading, because another message repeats here related to you being called to calm down, to rest, and to receive the wisdom that is been trying to come towards you. This is not about running towards that idea. It's about letting it come towards you without resisting it, without putting labels on it, without letting it being clouded by too much anxiety and worry and too much hard work that might be draining you from your inspiration, instead of letting you get or enjoy life in general. And so you're being called to embrace listening to your intuition. You're already definitely receiving a lot of intuitive insight, but if you're letting it be clouded by not having the right balance, you're being called to embrace more rest and embrace more of your intuition and of the messages that are being revealed to you. The last card that I have for you here is the Mountain, and this is the final guidance. And so it's interesting because the Mountain card in the Lenormand talks about obstacles and delays and the things that we have to surmount to reach our goals. It's trying to tell you that everything has, its own path. Everything, in a way, maybe is the route to everything in life is not that much easy going. It's not smooth. The Mountain is trying to tell you that obstacles will show up, but they are not meant to block you or to drain you or to make you regret your decisions or to stress you out. They're meant to push you towards more work, towards more drive into your dreams. And so if you ever decide to follow this inspiration, you will find obstacles just like you have already encountered some at the beginning of your path, your current path. But they don't require you to give up. They require patience and progress and consistency and trust. So yeah, I feel like the message is clear here for you, pile number one. So your subconscious is trying to reveal that you already know that there is something that your heart wants to pursue passionately, and that is something that is going to bring you a lot of renewal and emotional fulfillment. It is something that will make you feel alive again. But a lot of anxiety and overwork and worry about losing stability and what you have already worked on is really clouding your perception, and you might be overworking or losing the balance between work or and rest, and that is something that is suppressing or avoiding, or might have been with the intention of avoiding this truth. And so you're being called to rest, to find the right time to rest, and let that wisdom, that intuitive insight to come towards you without drowning it in worry and without drowning it in exhaustion. And if you choose this path, it's not a guaranteed easy outcome. It is just a path like any other path. You're going to encounter obstacles, but they're not meant to block you. They're meant to just drive you forward. And so the more consistency you have after you trust your intuition and slow down and listen, the more consistency you have, the more you're able to achieve this dream that you have been maybe getting for a while now. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I truly hope it resonated for you. If it did, please press the like button, comment down below, and subscribe so we won't miss any future readings, and because it really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you will find my email in the description box below. You can also DM me on my Instagram or TikTok account. If you are interested in love readings or in relationship guidance, you can check my first channel, Between Rounds Tarot. You can find the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 1, and see you next time. Hi, pile number 2. If you have picked the full moon, this is going to be your reading about what your subconscious is trying to reveal to you. So let's start your reading. It seems like the subconscious is trying to create some type of transformation, and I feel like it's already happening. A transformation where a lot of old attachments, a lot of old situations related to anything in your life, really, not only relationships but also identities, things, ideas, expectations, life goals, a lot of those things from the past are. And so it's almost like your subconscious is pushing you towards liberation. I feel like you might be craving liberation. You might be craving the true you, a you that is not attached to others' expectations or to specifically maybe old and past identities, past things. I feel like your subconscious is pushing you towards liberating yourself, and specifically who you are, liberating your identity and finding who you truly are, or manifesting as who you truly are. And it seems to be happening in an area of life connected to maybe daily life, responsibilities, where maybe you became focused a lot on those details and have forgotten, maybe by managing life, you have forgotten who you are, and maybe that daunted on you in a way. And so it feels like a lot of what you have been doing in life to integrate in life made you maybe forget who you truly are, and your subconscious is trying to liberate you. Your subconscious is trying to, or kind of show you where your individuality is being managed instead of manifested. And it seems like a lesson that might appear is related to becoming maybe someone, and I feel like that was a long pause, I really am sorry, more means becoming more innovative, becoming more, maybe even challenging. I feel like a lot of mental breakthroughs are going to happen where there might again have been shackles around your mind, around your way of thinking, the way you process things. And instead of focusing on fixing life, managing life, you will maybe become more able to focus on becoming expressive, becoming more of who you truly are. There is there is a refinement that is happening to your identity, but it's not about becoming a new person, but it's more about honoring who you truly are. That was maybe forgotten because of trying to manage and fix life instead of being unapologetically you. With the first tarot card that I have here, we have the Eight of Wands, and it seems like it's the energy is already moving. This process is already happening, and a lot of truths about who you truly are surfacing constantly. And so, definitely, life is trying to, or your subconscious is accelerating the process of generating this true you, this image of who you truly are. And with the Queen of Wands, it seems like deep down you already have a very coherent picture about who you are for real. It seems like deep down there is this confidence about your identity and about who you truly are. You trust yourself, and you are somebody who follows your own ideas. You're somebody who trusts in your confidence, in your authenticity. And so there is a level of leadership and accountability in you that you trust in, but you also know who you truly are, and you feel like maybe it's very important for you to be unapologetically you. And with the Four of Wands, maybe you have been not overcoming, it's actually overlooking. You might have been maybe overlooking what already exists as a support around you with the Four of Wands here. Because as your identity is emerging or resurfacing, there are things that are installed almost, and that they are a cause of celebration and stability here with the Four of Wands. There is definitely a lot that you have achieved and you have worked on, and a lot that you can still integrate in the future you. But with the Seven of Cups, there seems to be an emotional root, and I feel like your subconscious initiated this resurfacing of your identity because of how much overwhelm there was. I feel like there was an emotional overwhelm related to how a lot is being very confusing. Maybe there was uncertainty related to enmeshment of energies between your identity. Maybe there was maybe a period where you have started to feel like, maybe there was a time where you have started to feel like it's very uncertain for you to know who you are or to choose based on who you are. And I feel like it started to become a bit overwhelming, the possibilities, and it's almost like your subconscious immediately started filtering through what is being a source of confusion and what is true to who you truly are. With the Knight of Pentacles, maybe in a way a resistance to this process of your identity resurfacing and your individuality, maybe a resistance to that was related to, with the Knight of Pentacles, wanting certainty, wanting safety. And so the process, I feel like, felt maybe too fast for you. And it would have made more sense if things were slower and if things had a better strategy and much more of a proven path. With the world, though, what is awakening within you is a closing of a chapter and a finishing, or like reaching this finishing line where old things are. And I feel like a lot of the effort that you have put in life is definitely manifesting results for you, but there is also a closing of chapters that you no longer can exist within. With the Queen of Cups, as a result and an outcome for this process of subconscious revelation, we can see that you can gain a sense of emotional maturity and intelligence, more connection to your inner self and your inner world, and especially the emotional one, more integration, and also more clarity can emerge at the end of this process. With the Be Inspired card here, a message from your higher self is to be inspired, but it might be related to definitely becoming yourself, but also treating it as an adventure and approaching this process from a curious and a creative place, but also maybe look into the biographies of others, but the biographies of people who became who they are for real. Maybe become influenced by the journeys of others, because not in a way where you're becoming somebody else, but in a way you're inspired to discover or to resurface again as who you truly are, just out of excitement by being influenced by how others are becoming who they truly are. And I hope this makes sense. I know it sounds a bit like I said so many weird words and it might have been complicated. I feel, or I hope this makes sense to you. With the ghosts of the past year, the past returns for a time. What you need to release, pile number 2, is related to definitely past stories. But it is also related to, a lot of things are going to resurface from your past related to the old you, or that version that can no longer, or that is trying to morph into who you truly are. And so a lot of that version is resurfacing, whether it is past connections, past identities, past ideas, goals, any of that is, all of that is resurfacing, or any of that is resurfacing. And it's for you to reevaluate what is worthy of taking and what is, in a way, what needs to stay in the past. So a lot is asking you to reevaluate from the past and to forgive also, and to allow yourself to be forgiven. But it is related to the past returning for you to reevaluate and recognize what no longer can be there, what you have outgrown, and what can still be there for you as something that can morph with you into the future you. With the next card that I have, which is what to embrace, I feel like it is related to protecting yourself and protecting this process, because it seems like a very important and a personal process that might be distracted. You might be distracted, or you might get distractions along the way. You might feel disarrayed sometimes by other people's judgments, or by things that feel emotionally overwhelming, or by uncertainty. And what you need is to trace strong, clear boundaries to protect and honor this process that is happening for you. And you have to also understand that maybe in this new journey that you're entering, a lot of people do not have a lot of people's validation, and you don't have to be liked by everyone. And so it's your responsibility to protect this process and to honor your individuation. The heart at the end kind of draws our attention as a final guidance to the idea of what really matters, what genuinely makes you fulfilled, what is the closest to your heart, what makes you feel alive, and what is authentic to who you truly are. And so at the end, pile number 2, your subconscious is revealing that you are in the process of individuation, in the process of becoming who you truly are, a version of you that was maybe overlooked by a lot of work and details, and maybe a lot of life challenges. Even maybe you have identified with a lot of life challenges that it became impossible for you to see who you truly are, the one that is not like anybody else. And yeah, let's be honest, nobody can be you, nobody can be anyone else. And so at the end, you're you're becoming who you truly are. And you might look back into the past for certainty, and you will definitely let go of the things that you have outgrown, and you will recognize what no longer fits into your authentic self. So this is all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please press the like button, comment down below, and subscribe so you won't miss any future readings, and because it really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find my email in the description box below. You can also DM me in my Instagram or TikTok account. And if you are interested in tarot readings that are not love related, you can check my first channel, Between Realms Tarot. You can find the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 2, and see you next time. Hi, pile number 3. If you have picked the new moon, this is going to be a reading about what your subconscious is trying to reveal to you. So let's start your reading. So pile number 3, first of all, it feels like whatever is going to be, or it is being revealed to you by your subconscious already, is some type of a breakthrough, some type of a liberation. And it feels like it's happening in an area of your comfort zone, somewhere where maybe there are dynamics, maybe relationships or family dynamics even, that, or maybe something related to a comfort zone, something related to home where you lived or where you are currently living, or maybe something like that, something related to where you have felt comfortable and attached to for a long time. It seems like maybe it's even something that, or somewhere that you lived in since birth. That is just an example, but it is something that kept you safe. It's a comfortable place, and it is a comfort zone for you for a long time, for a very, very long time. But it feels like lately it's been becoming a bit unsustainable to be in that comfort zone. Again, whether it is a place or a dynamic, a connection or a family dynamic, or even a belief system of yours. But I feel like it's something that you are feeling too comfortable, something that were there since a very long time, and it brought you a lot of comfort, and there is even emotional attachment and maybe even memories, past memories. And it seems like that place or that thing is becoming a bit unstable. It's almost like it's breaking down, it's changing, and it's nowhere near comfort anymore. It's not something that you can depend on anymore. It's something that is not sustaining you, and it's something that you cannot sustain for a long time, or you cannot maintain anymore. It might be a lifestyle that brought you a lot of comfort, and it feels like a breakthrough is trying to happen for you in that specific area of comfort. And the reason why is because it's maybe limiting your self-expression. It's limiting your presence. It's limiting who you truly are. And it's telling you in a way to or it's nagging at you to move beyond it into a place of more emotional maturity and responsibility. It's also kind of telling you to become a visionary, to look forward into bigger goals and desires, to look forward to things that are getting you out of your comfort zone. And that is mainly, it's almost like we're getting from a Cancerian to a Capricornian energy. And that can be, maybe the metaphor would be something related to finally becoming, I don't know, an adult or a young adult, 18 years old, and it's time for you to move to college. So that is just an example so that I can kind of clarify what is going on. And so it feels like the home might have been a place where, or the comfort zone, again, it's a place where there's a lot of memories. There are a lot of emotions. It could be a physical place, or it could be something else. It could be even a job, but it's becoming a bit limiting. It's becoming hectic. It's limiting who you are, and it's keeping you in a place where you're not growing and you're sustaining yourself. You're surviving instead of growing. And so your light is now wanting to get out. It's wanting to be seen. And it's time for you to choose more. It's time for you to choose to get out of that place into bigger goals and desires. And it's time for you to think about this long term and to have authority over your choices. With the Knight of Wands here, the hidden truth that is trying to emerge is that your subconscious is already moving the truth up to your conscious. And it's something similar with this specific idea where it's already happening. The revelation has been happening for a while now. And it is related to a courageous or a brave action that needs to be taken by you. You are meant to move forward, and your subconscious is moving you forward. It's igniting your passion and desire to move forward into bigger goals or into more than your current comfort zone. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it seems like you have been already assessing and reassessing a lot of your situation, thinking a lot again about what have you invested. I feel like you have invested so much thought, so much hesitation, so much evaluation in this specific move that you feel of making. Again, it could be a physical move, or it could be just an emotional, psychological one, to move beyond a comfort zone of thinking, of believing, or of even, again, location. And so you have thought about this a lot, but you did not decide yet. And you might have been thinking a lot about whether this is worth it for you, whether it is going to be worth it. Are you going to lose more, or are you going to... is this really something that is worthy of your action? The Six of Swords is showing me that what you have been overlooking is the move. I feel like there is this idea or thought in your mind about this move, even if you are not sure about it. Again, it's not only physical, but it is something that you know that is going to take you to a better place. And so it seems like this is what you have been overlooking, knowing that the transition from an old comfort zone into a new adventure is something that is full of maybe risk for you, because you cannot assess the future, you cannot predict the future. But the thing that you know for sure, and that you have been kind of overlooking, is that maybe not know for sure, but maybe there is a feeling that you have been suppressing or avoiding related to this transition. Despite it being something full of uncertainty, it's still something that is going to provide you more peace and more healing and more stability instead of where you are right now. The Ten of Swords is an emotional root, and it feels like there is an ending in where you are currently. This comfort zone is breaking down. The picture is kind of changing, and the old comfort zone, the old picture is no longer holding together. And it might feel painful, very, very painful with the Ten of Swords, where it feels disappointing. You're grieving somewhere that held you for a long time. You're grieving an idea, you're grieving a path, you're grieving a location, a house, something like that. That was somewhere that kept you safe for a long time, somewhere that you depended on for a long time. But now the Ten of Swords, it's already ending and it's not the same anymore. You think about it, it brings grief, it brings this disappointment. I'm sorry about that, though. Those might be some type of police outside. So yeah, with the Ten of Swords, again, there is a chapter that reached already completion, and it feels disappointing, it feels over emotionally, and it feels very, very hard to get over. And so you're still processing it, and your subconscious is moving you away from that because it knows that it's ended and it no longer can hold you in anymore. The Nine of Cups is a resistance, and this is fascinating because it's comfort, it's satisfaction and fulfillment, and you don't want to leave something that felt very, very familiar, very something that again provided you a lot of safety and comfort for a very long time, even though deep down you know that it's no longer that place, but you're still grieving, and maybe you are even wishing that things would change and or come back to how it used to be. But that seems to not be the thing that is going on, because it seems like something already is disrupted and changed, and we have the Tower at the end. But I feel like you seem to be avoiding this Tower and still kind of reviving those memories and revisiting them and thinking about the familiar place and that you used to be at, or the comfort zone, and how it provided you so much happiness and fulfillment. But you also know that things will never be the same anymore. And so the Eight of Cups, what is awakening within you is the understanding and the acceptance of the situation, and the decision coming up to the surface related to moving on, moving away from the situation because it is no longer the same. Moving on, moving towards something that feels, or moving from things that you know can no longer be what they used to be. And so you're moving away, and we see next to that we have the Tower, and as an outcome, what you have been avoiding for a while, the realization that you have been avoiding for a while now, the outcome card here, which is the Tower, is coming to the surface, related to finally the illusion breaking down, and finally understanding that it's just time to understand that some things are meant to be sturdy for a while and then fall down again and to be built again. And so that's a cycle of creation. The destruction is part of a cycle of creation, and what is falling needs to be let go of. With the Be More Witchy card here, this is a message from your higher self, and the story here is fascinating. This card talks about where are we maybe out of comfort, avoiding to fully let ourselves enjoy our lives, or kind of be ourselves even. Where, yeah, it's almost like, where are we hiding? And it's a very interesting message, to be honest. It has many dimensions and it can be interpreted in many ways. But I feel like the one interpretation for you here is this comfort zone, or this place, or this thing that definitely manifests a lot of joy for you. It's somewhere that you have been yourself for a while. It's somewhere that definitely provided you a safe place for expression, but it feels like it no longer is providing you the space that is enough for you. It seems to be maybe sometimes hiding you. And so the message here is, again, the third time fascinating for me. You seem to be needing to get that light, get that, the joy that you have felt in that comfort zone, even if it meant hiding for a long time. I feel like that zone provided you a space for self-expression that made you feel joyful for a while. But now it feels more limiting than expanding or growing. So it makes a lot of sense right now to me as a reader, because we got Leo energy at the beginning of the reading with Uranus in the 6th house. And so Leo does not like 6th house. To be honest, Leo does not like to be in the 6th house. And so it's time for you to get or expand that light and that joy and self-expression outside of your comfort zone into the outer world or into bigger goals. So one example that is coming to my mind right now is related to, maybe you were a painter and maybe a singer. That's just an example. Not everybody practices the art of painting. There are different forms of art. Tarot is art too. And so maybe you were a singer and you sing a lot and you practice a lot of singing in your home, in your room. But now maybe you feel like you have a lot of inspiration and energy to actually do something real instead of just singing in your room. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with singing in the room, but maybe that is feeling like it's limiting you at this point. It no longer feels that, if you feel limited, you feel like you're being called towards something more, towards maybe being a professional in music, towards maybe being a performer in front of a crowd of people, especially with the 11th house here. There is an externalization of emotions and expression that is being asked from you. And so you're being called to express the same energy that you used to have in the comfort zone outside of the comfort zone. And this is fascinating to me as a reader to get in an energy. Next here we have what you have to release, and we have the snow angel. The signs are with you already. And this card talks about how the entire message is related to you already knowing, already receiving the answer that you need, and receiving and knowing the guidance, knowing what you have to do. But there is a lot of hesitation that is keeping you behind. And this card specifically talks about releasing that hesitation and releasing that fear of deciding and of moving forward. Next here we have what you have to embrace, and it's a card, as you see, these women are grieving. They are grieving. And there is a white sheet in here, and this one represents innocence. And so these crying women and these grieving figures here with the white sheet are grieving something that felt innocent, that felt comfortable, that felt comforting at some point. And just under that we have the 10 of Swords. I find that very symbolic here of the fact that it's time to accept loss. It's time to accept that things can no longer be the same, and that yes, something ended, and that it's part of life and it hurts, and that you do need time to process it. So what to embrace here is the feeling of loss, is the understanding that something can no longer be the same, and it's time to let it go and to release it. And don't get me wrong, releasing hesitation does not mean rushing grieving. And so take all the time you need to grieve this loss. But then move forward without hesitation, because releasing hesitation genuinely can only come after the total acceptance of the loss. So the moon next year as the final guidance is related to uncertainty. It's related to where sometimes you feel so sure and sometimes you feel so hesitant. Cycles of instability emotionally, cycles of uncertainty and fears. And so the final guidance for you here seems to be related to trust what your intuition is telling you, even if you can't really see the entire path, or if you cannot prove it physically. If you feel your intuition is telling you that something is right and that is what is going to make you feel happy at the end, trust that, trust the path. It might start with this ending. It might start feeling like something can no longer be the same and change is very, very uncomfortable. But your intuition is still telling you that transitioning and moving forward is going to bring you more peace and more fulfillment. And it's time to let the tower fall. It's time for you to let things go. And so trust your intuition, even if the path forward is still uncertain. So pile number 3, this is all I have for you for today. I truly hope it resonated for you. If it did, please press the like button, comment down below, and subscribe so we won't miss any future readings, and because it really helps the channel grow. If you feel drawn to book in a private reading with me, you can find my email in the description box below. You can also DM me in my Instagram or TikTok account. And if you are interested in tarot readings that are love related, you can check my first channel, Between Realms Tarot. You can find the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 3, and see you next time.